if you guys come over here, you can actually see we have some Java fern that is actually growing up our wall in the back, and it's kind of growing out of the tank as it is. Welcome to Tye-Dyed Iguana, guys. I am Eric, and today we're going to talk to you about some plants that are from the aquarium that can definitely be used in your high humidity terrariums. First one today we're going to talk about is Anubias. Now, Anubias is a really awesome plant, very common in the aquarium world, but when you put it into a terrarium, it will actually grow really well. Now, first off, whenever you do buy that plant, if you do buy it aquatic, you may get some leaf kind of melt back at the beginning. They're just not used to that lower humidity than being underwater, but they will do completely fine in your terrarium. They have a main rhizome that is actually pretty thick. As long as that guy is healthy, your plant's going to be healthy and you are going to get some new growth in your terrarium, which looks pretty cool because these guys are pretty awesome the way that they are. And just think about that above the water. Now, they will also flower, not a super flamboyant flower, but definitely a flower nonetheless, and looks pretty cool to say the least. Next over here, we're going to talk to you about Java fern. Java fern is really cool in the aquarium. It does get pretty large, pretty dense, allows a lot of fish to hide in it, filters really well, and does really awesome, to be honest. But if you guys come over here, you can actually see we have some Java fern that is actually growing up our wall in the back, and it's kind of growing out of the tank as it is. And kind of highlight that for you back here. You can see it's pretty awesome. It's just growing here right next to our filter. So it is obviously loving some high humidity. And then next to that, a plant we'll talk about is the Java moss. You can already see it growing out of the water. It does really well, to be honest with you. Really high humidity, and here in the store we have it in some tanks that we actually use the monsoon misting system to spray on a regular basis, and keeps it growing really nice, well, healthy, and thick. So another awesome plant to add in. After that, since we are already over on our aquatics wall over here, let's talk to you next about some cryptocorn. So right here we do have some cryptocorn. This is cryptocorn wenti. In the aquarium, it gets some really dense roots, I will warn you ahead of time. So in the terrarium there, you will get some nice dense roots. These guys do kind of shoot out little runners. You're gonna get a bunch of little plants kind of coming off of it. And these guys will form kind of a nice little mat with some really awesome foliage. Depends on what kind you go with. Like here is a nice red one. We have a brown one over here. I have a few other species throughout our systems, but those are a really awesome plant that is going to actually grow in there for you as well. Another really cool one, now this one I have seen do really well in a emergent type setup. So starting them off in water and growing them out. But I do know they can grow in a very moist substrate and grow out of that, but that is the blue hygrophila. A lot of your hygrophilias will do really awesome kind of growing on the surface of aquariums, so such as the water wisteria. Those guys will do really well there. But you could start those guys in a very humid environment with some really nice damp soil. They're going to grow right out of that and do really cool. The wisteria especially has some really awesome like fern type structure that's really kind of lacy looking. Really cool there. Over here we do have some bucephalandra. Now bucephalandra is a really cool species in the aquarium. It prefers low light because they grow so slowly that algae can actually grow over the leaves. Once you actually have them on land, you don't really have to worry about that algae as much. They come in a lot of varieties of cultivars. So whether you want some like metallic sheen to it, some deeper reds, some deeper greens, whatever you want to do. These guys are really cool though, especially in a dart frog tank. Nice low open foreground, do really cool. In an aquarium, you can mount them to driftwood, rocks, things like that. You could do that in your terrarium as well, as long as you have high enough humidity with a regular spray. So again, something like our monsoon system works really great at doing things like that. There are other plants, however, that we unfortunately don't have in stock at the time, so I can't show you. But things like Riccia fluitans, which is a floating crystal wort, that will actually do really well. Another one is the subwassertang. Now I've seen that grow great on terrariums as well. Now we do have that kind of growing in our system, but unfortunately I do not have any available at this time. But there's a lot of different species you could work with, and surprisingly, you could just pull them from your aquarium if you have an aquarium and a terrarium, and vice versa. So really cool plants that you can work with, and something people don't think about a whole lot. But yeah, aquatic plants can be used in your terrarium and just give a different element into your entire enclosure. So that's it for me today, guys. Definitely press like and follow us for more videos like this. If you guys do have any questions, definitely let us know.